Hi Judy. Following on from our conversation on the telephone yesterday, as promised, I'm just sending you a couple of stretches and exercises for you to be doing as of, well, whenever you receive these now, today or tomorrow. Okay, so I know you're doing some stretches already, so I'm just going to go through those again. So a lot of them would probably be familiar, and then I'm just going to add in a few other things for you to kind of have a go with. Give me a bit of feedback, any questions, queries, give it a go. All of these exercises should be done with very minimal pain, okay? So when you're doing any of the stretches, okay to go to the pain, but don't go kind of too far into the pain, okay? And with all of them, keep it cool initially, see how you feel afterwards, see how you feel the following day, because a lot of the time you feel okay doing the exercise, but then the following morning, sometimes you feel a bit worse for it, okay? So better off kind of keeping it cool initially, okay? So the first one we're going to start with, I think you're doing this one already anyway. So basically, just on your back, on the mat, nice and gently, knee to chest, and back down. Same on the other side. Okay, so you can hold for about 3-4 seconds at the top of that movement, and back down. So if you can only go so far with your left leg, which is obviously a bad one, just go to the point where you've got the pain, and then the more you do it, obviously the more you're going to be able to bring it towards you. Okay, and then from there then we're going to bring both knees up towards you, and if that's comfortable enough you can just do a little rocking motion back and forth. Okay, if you can't do that at the moment, then just stick with the one leg and progress to that when able. Okay, so the next exercise, again, you've probably done this, quite a common one that we normally give people just for general back pain, is rotation to the side. Okay, so you're feeling a bit of a rotational stretch with your back to the centre, nice and slowly to the other side. Okay, again, just to the pain, not too far through it. Okay, so a good one to do for your glute piriformis area, where you're tight and you're painful on the left side, is to bring your knee up towards your chest, or heel onto your knee, sorry. Okay, so you're opening up your hip, okay, and you can either just push down here, so you're feeling a stretch just kind of in your kind of outer glute kind of area. Okay, if that's not giving you enough of a stretch, then you can lift this leg up. Okay, and then just get that stretch going there, or you can put this leg up on a little puff there, or a little stool or something. Okay, but for now, initially it might give you enough of a stretch just pushing down in that position. Okay, and then again do both sides, but you kind of concentrate on more on your left side. Okay, so that's one that's going to stretch out your glute and your piriformis. Okay, so exactly same position again. What you're going to do in this position now is work on your, what we call your transabs, so your deep core muscles, okay? So we're talking about possibly you've got an issue with the kind of core muscle kind of being weak at the moment. So this should really help with that. So in this position, what we're trying to do is contract your lower abdominals. So we do that by trying to zip up from our pelvis to our belly button, okay? So you're contracting the muscle the same as if you're initiating the pelvic tilt, okay? So if you flatten your back against the floor and at the same time work your pelvic floor muscles, okay, then you should be contracting your lower abdominals, okay? So it's just spend a bit of time lying on the floor in this position. So find the bony points in the front of your pelvis, go in an inch and down an inch, okay? And that's the muscle we're looking to contract, okay? So normal position first, we're going to roll our pelvis back, so you're flattening your lower back against the floor, and then at the same time you're contracting and tightening up your pelvic floor muscle, okay? So just spend a bit of time just kind of having a little feel around there, see if you can kind of get that muscle to activate, okay? If you have trouble with that, let me know and I'll try and talk to you through that again, okay? And relax from there. So from that position then, once you've got that contraction going, yeah, and you're happy with that, and if pain allows, then we can progress that to lifting up, okay? So bridge, basically, okay? So getting your glutes working, so starting to kind of work a bit more on your posterior chain, and then back down. Okay, at the moment, it might be too painful to go up completely, so you might want to just kind of work on this pelvic pelvic tilting movement. Okay, and then when you're happy with that, then you can roll back and then lift from there, and then relax. Okay, so another kind of good core stretch for your back, okay, is just basically just kind of holding it in like a cobra position. Okay, a lot of the things that we tend to do during the day involves lots of flexion with your back, so bending forwards basically. So we never get our backs into a nice extended position unless we introduce it in a stretch. Okay, so if that's giving you enough of a stretch, great. If not, just go up a little bit further. Okay, but you don't want to be bringing your pelvis and your hips off the floor at all. Okay, that's too painful at the moment. Even spend a bit of time just lying on your front. That's still more of an extended position than lying on your back. Okay, so a couple of exercises for you to have a go with that. With regards to the ball I mentioned before, get yourself a ball. Okay, a couple of ways you can do this. You can either lie on your back or a bit more back side and just kind of get that ball around where you're tight. Okay, so you basically want to be feeling basically where it's sore, you want to be working on that. Okay, various different positions. Okay, or quite a nice way of doing it as well is to stand up against the wall or lean against the wall, and then just kind of find that spot there, and then you can start putting a bit of pressure around there. Okay, so have a go with those over the next couple of days. What I'll do as well, as I promised, I'll send out a video for you to maybe try in, say, a week's time if your pain allows. Just kind of activation stuff for kind of your glutes. Okay, so before you get back to doing any kind of structured kind of exercises at home, then you can start really kind of firing your glutes off to hopefully stop this kind of problem from happening again. Okay, so have a go with those about 3 times a day. Spend about 10 minutes or so doing them in each time. Progress your walking up very, very gradually. Okay, again, just kind of don't go too far from A to B, so you have to kind of get back to A again, and you might suffer from that. If walking's fine, then obviously get out and do quite a bit of walking as well. Okay, so have a go. Let me know how you get on in a couple of days, and we'll go from there.